Some guy said we've got a shit
amazing
name.
Yeah, no.
Well, mate, you give us a better name. We'll give you 200 quid.
200 quid?
Yeah. Give us a better name than Pretty Good Gaming. If we use it, you get 200 quid.
Are you going to give him 200 quid?
Yeah, I will personally give you 200 quid.
I can't afford that.
Yeah, can I? That's how confident I am that you can't come up with a better name than Pretty Good Gaming.
Digital distribution is quickly becoming the quickest and easiest way to get your games. But as physical sales die down and digital sales start increasing, it's news like this that make your physical copies of games seem more precious than ever.
Activision, when they're not pumping out Call of Duty games, they like to make a quick buck by creating licensed games based on popular movie franchises, on things like Marvel properties. But now some of their more recent licensed games have been removed completely from digital stores.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Mutants in Manhattan, wow, there's a mouthful, which came out just 8 months ago, as well as The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 have been completely removed from digital stores. However, there's been no explanation from Activision as to why these particular games have been removed. It's looking likely that Activision have lost the license to use these characters and so have had to remove the games from sale.
This happened previously in 2013 when Activision lost the right to make games based on Marvel characters and the Deadpool game disappeared from sale, along with other Spider-Man games that they had published. Digital distribution may seem like the future of gaming to some people, but you know, when things like this happen, it is cause for concern. It's quite a worrying thought that our games, even when they are trashy licensed titles like this, might have a limited lifespan.
If you buy a physical boxed game on a disc, it's yours to keep forever and resell as well if you like. But if you buy a digital version of a disc, there's no telling when they're going to remove it from the shelves. This is most evident in the way games are increasingly sold to us as services rather than actual products that you own. If you read the terms and conditions on platforms like Steam or iTunes, you'll find that you're only buying access or a license to play a game, not the right to own it forever, which is absolute trash.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
How are we not aware of this?
It's that South Park episode, isn't it? It's like, oh, you didn't read the terms and conditions? Everyone reads the terms and conditions. It's in there in the language that they use. You know, you're getting access to it. You're not buying it. You don't own it. A great example of digital actually failing is the PT demo for Silent Hills. Konami pulled the demo from the PlayStation Store, and even if you still have the demo in your library, you cannot download the demo again if you deleted it. This has meant some players have kept the demo installed on their PS4s like it's some sort of precious artifact, which it kind of is. But really, this shows how publishers have complete and utter control over all of their digital games, and if they wanted to, they could take them away from you at a moment's notice, and there's all you can do about it.
I mean, is it that important? They're not going to take games off you, are they?
No.
Unless there's a decent reason for it.
Yeah.
But still, the case is now, if you buy a game and you own it in your library, but don't download it, like 2 years later, because like Marvel or whatever, they don't give the rights out anymore, you can't download it, you can't play that game anymore. Yeah. Even though you've paid for it, even though it's in your library, what the fuck is that? What the
It's a legal technicality, this thing of like games as a service and that kind of thing. You know, it's just a legal distinction. Whereas you buy the product, it's yours. You buy access to a service, it's yours for as long as that service is available. You know, I'm not informed enough. I don't think anyone is informed enough on the terms and conditions of all the software that they buy, on how long it's theirs to keep. It's a strange thing to have to think about.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the takeaway from this is never buy Marvel games, never buy superhero, full stop. In other news this week, Sony released a sizzle reel showing off their exclusive PS4 games due for release in 2017 and beyond. The trailer shows off a wide range of games and promises there will be pretty much something for everyone. Some standouts include David Cage's next game, Detroit Become Human, which will be a heavily story-driven game with players taking control of multiple characters along a branching story. PlayStation VR gets some attention with Farpoint, a VR shooter where players explore a hostile alien world and figure out how to escape the planet.
Fans of Japanese games are also spoilt for choice with Nier Automata, Yakuza 0, Neo and Persona 5 looking to satisfy that particular audience. Finally, the trailer closes with arguably Sony's biggest title this year, Horizon Zero Dawn, showing off a bit of gameplay and some nice visuals.
In other Sony news, Uncharted continues to be a huge win for the company. Naughty Dog's Uncharted 4 has sold a staggering 8.7 million copies since it launched back in May 2016. I thought it was shite. Did I? Who wrote this? I didn't even write this.
I added that onto the...
You added
Liam
my
wrote
words.
a nice sentence and I thought I should add, I thought it was shite.
But it was the highest rated game of 2016 according to Metacritic, and now it looks like one of the best sellers as well.
The Sony streak continues with PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4 Pro sales, together totaling 53.4 million consoles sold worldwide. Sony has said that they are truly grateful for the tremendous support from our fans and partners, and that they will continue to support the PS4 for a long time.
Didn't they sell like 6.3 million units over Christmas?
Which is, I mean, it's good performance. I mean, they've been doing a lot better than Microsoft recently, but since the consoles started, actually,
since this generation.
Yeah, since this generation, they've been doing really well.
It seems to me like Microsoft and the Xbox has got a long way to claw back now.
Yeah.
I don't know if
they are clawing, they are doing it, but whether it's
did they sell 6 million over the holidays?
I don't know. Well, they actually don't talk about their figures at all because
because they're not clawing enough.
Yeah, that share price will go through the floor, but they are fighting back. I think Microsoft have got a lot going for them at the moment, much better than they were 2 years ago, for example.
Oh, you don't say that. You'll be called a fanboy. Like
I haven't even got a fucking Xbox. Xbox.
That video you made, like defending Xbox, like in the slightest, saying that.
Was I wearing my PlayStation Christmas jumper when we made that video? I can't remember. Global boss Andrew House has said that they will continue to broaden the PS4 library and enhance PSVR to be a revolutionary experience, and are committed to making the PS4 the best place to play. Plenty of marketing taglines there for you. Sony carries on leading the way this generation, beating Microsoft by a fair bit, although there were 3 months in a row in 2016 where the Xbox One outsold the PS4, so who knows, maybe Microsoft will eventually catch up.
So this is the bit where we'd normally talk about the Nintendo Switch, because there's been a little bit of news, but since every time we include footage from the Nintendo Switch, Nintendo claim our videos and they want to make money off our videos. So in light of that and in light of their archaic policy, we want to show their promotional material and they want to take money off us for the privilege of doing that.
Yeah.
F*** you, Nintendo. From now on, we will not be showing any promotional material of yours since you want to claim our videos. FYN. F*** you, Nintendo.
Also this week, HTC Vive have announced the new Tracker add-on for the Vive VR system. The Tracker is designed to be used with real-world objects, which will then appear in supported games. So you could stick one of these trackers onto baseball bats, golf clubs, and tennis rackets, which all sound like a recipe for disaster, if you ask me.
Having recently bought and tried the Vive, I must say it is awesome. I've played, talking about sports and using rackets and stuff, I played a table tennis simulator thing, and the response time and the one-to-one movement is fantastic. To be fair, you don't need an additional bit of kit on an actual tennis racket or whatever. The controller was really good.
I don't know what the applications of it would be, unless you were a baseball player and you wanted to practice swinging,
with an actual bat,
a baseball bat. Or something.
Although saying that, there is a golf game that looks really good, and the problem with the golf grip, as you know, like a grip is important to a golfer, so having that actual golf club in your hand and not the controller where you haven't got the two-handed thing, that's where it could probably work.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some decent applications. It's just it seems like a strange and high risk thing to do as well. I mean, the only VR experience I've had, there was at least two other guys sitting in the room while I was doing it, so I don't want to be swinging a baseball bat around the place. But I don't know. So it sounds interesting anyway.
In other VR news, Fox Innovation Labs have announced a tie-in VR game for the upcoming Alien Covenant movie. Fox Labs have promised that the game will be the most terrifying VR game to date, with players navigating through horrific alien environments and a story where death is around every corner. This will also be the second Alien game playable in VR. Modders made it possible to play the heavily praised Alien Isolation in the Oculus Rift a couple of years ago, but most people couldn't handle it. Alien Covenant VR will launch sometime around the same time as the movie for HTC Vive, with no word of other VR platforms currently planned. If you guys are interested in VR and what are thoughts on VR, let us know some questions and we will maybe make a video out of it. What do we think about VR? Be specific and we will tell you exactly what we think, because we are itching to tell you, because VR it is amazing. It's amazing.
But we want to make good use of it as well. So if if you're even mildly interested in it, we've got the HTC Vive, we've got the space for it and everything. Yeah. If you're even remotely interested in it, let us know. We'll try and collate all your questions into some sort of video in the future where we, try and give you as good a consumer guide as possible for whether it's worth your money or not. This is the Saturday Show, so let's take a look at your comments that you've been leaving on our videos over the past couple of weeks. Gigglesmith comments on the funny montage and best bits video. "Are you ready to feel violated?" is my #1 pickup line.
You're welcome. AF25 comments on how we got started. Wait, what? You guys don't clickbait? Because you actually feature what's in the title in the video.
I know, right? That's exactly what we do. But there's some videos where definitely we did clickbait.
At least what we do, like this guy's trying to say, that's at least, it's kind of relevant, but we definitely do clickbait.
It's kind of that language as well. It's like, if it's something like, why is no one buying this game? It's like, obvious, we know that millions of people are buying the game, but much less people than maybe a couple of years ago are buying the game or something. It's just an extreme way of describing what the story was. L Jungan 96 comments on the top games of 2017 video. "I'm gonna pre-order all that shit and then complain about it."
The thing is that some people might read that and not realise that he's taking the piss and might think, oh, so that's what we should do.
Yeah. But our policy, I think we both agree, is that you can be excited for games, just don't fucking pre-order them.
Yeah, don't give them your money until the game is out. That's the simple rule. Everyone follows that rule. We won't get half-finished games and we won't get DLC that they've stripped from the game initially.
Yeah.
Sell to you again for a premium.
Here it is. If you want them to stop shafting us, you got to stop bending over.
Miorin.
Look at what you've done to us, Miorin.
Miorin comments on the top games 2017. Fuck hype. With that being said, I'm hyped as fuck over Red Dead Redemption 2, even if I don't want to.
And Cliff Racer comments on the What Happened in 2016 video. The positive side of 2016 is that developers realised they can't just sell garbage made to look like AAA games to us. You're right, they just can't package unfinished games to us and games that are barely games. You know, I'm assuming you're talking about No Man's Sky, because that certainly doesn't feel like a AAA game when you're playing it. They just will be a lot more wary of doing that to us in the future.
So that's it for this week's Saturday show. If you like the video, click the thumbs up button. If you're new around here, why don't you click the subscribe button? If you've got any comments on what we've covered today, why don't you leave them in the comment section down below, and we'd love to hear from you. Check out some more of our content around here, and we will see you again in the next video. Until then, bye for now.